Hi, welcome to oziTarget. This is the second updated features video for version 1.3.6. We're now going to talk about flight winds. So normally as pilots we would be recording the different directions we're getting at different altitudes, either on paper or in our heads. And what we're going to do is take some of that workload away, get oziTarget to actually do it for us. So from the moment you start flying, oziTarget is now recording that information. In our settings, so you understand how this works, we've got our flight wind steps and our buffer. The steps is what's going to show up in our table, so every 50 feet, so 50, 100, 150, 200 feet, etc., we'll get a recording. The buffer is a plus or minus value, so it will actually average your track between plus or minus 5 feet. So from 45 feet to 55 feet, it will average your track recorded as 50. From 95 to 105 feet, it will average it out and record it as 100. And you can adjust that to whatever you want. The settings of 50 feet and 5 feet of what I found work pretty well for me. The more you fly with it, the more you might want to tweak it. So that's our settings. So let's get it up and running and have a bit of an example here. Now we can change the amount of table that's going to be shown here at any time, just so you can adjust how much real estate is being used on your screen, and we can draw various lines and stuff like that, which we're going to talk about in a moment. So to get this up and running in simulator mode, because I'm sitting at a desk not flying, I need to turn on an altitude simulation here. So we've got a simulator mode in oziTarget. And what that does is gives us a couple more buttons down the bottom here, so we can set a climb, or we can set it to descend, and we can do it all at certain rates. So let's make it 200 feet per minute, and let's simulate a climb. Now for the purpose of the exercise, we're trying to navigate to intersection 366. We're starting off at about 40 feet for our simulation, and the direction we've got is 80 degrees magnetic. So let's start the climb. And you can see we're off and running. At 50 feet we've got 80 degrees. Now for the purpose of the exercise, I'm going to adjust our track so that as we climb we start turning left. And you can see there obviously we've got a large PZ. I'm going to say that we have to clear that PZ at say 300 feet or something like that. And as we change altitude we just slowly turn left. So we're going to come through 200 feet and we've now got 50 degrees magnetic. See over here our speed isn't changing because I can't be bothered changing it, and we continue going left. And what you'll see is that we're not going to get round numbers. If that changes halfway through when it's doing multiple steps, then it's going to average it out for us, and that will just keep recording it. Now what I'm going to do is just stop our simulation there. So we've got a range of altitudes, a range of directions, and how we'd actually apply this in flight. Okay, so what we want to do is figure out if we need to climb over this PZ, are we going to have enough surface wind to get to 366? Well, that's the magic question. So what we can do is select our surface wind. So say we're pretty comfortable coming down to 100 feet, see if we get 80 degrees magnetic. When we select it, it highlights it, the same color here, puts the direction into here. And what we can actually do is just draw it that waypoint, and straight away we see what our 80 degrees magnetic looks like, and we now know that if we cross at this altitude that we're currently at, 350 doing 20 degrees, we'll get out to the other side of the PZ and we've got a bit of distance to get down and get onto that surface wind and back into the goal if we needed to fly it that way. We can also have a look and see if we went right at the 300 feet, figure out where where we would be crossing it. So if we draw it at our current position, you can see that our height at 300 feet from our current position would actually bring us in a lot closer. And again, we can draw that both at the waypoint there and just see what that looks like. So it gives you a couple of different options and a few different ways of drawing things. If you want to change any of these, you select it, it will clear it off. Select the next one. Because I'm not actually updating at the moment, this isn't going to update this it's leaving it whited out, but when you're actually running that would fix itself. And we can draw those lines at our current position or whatever. So this is relatively new to this version. It's something that I've been flying with for a while, but updating it to release to you guys, there's a couple of new things in there that I'm playing with. So have a look at it, have a play, go for a fly, and see what you reckon. Thanks a lot.